But it was the first occasion he was engaged in the paleontological research. And after that, he was always interested by that. When he worked in China, he was always as a geologist, but engaged in expedition and research of all of ancestor of humankind, and with his own geological competence, but with the goal of research of our own ancestor. That's the reason I think it's a very interesting point of his biography. And you know, even it's a sort of actual history, only 80 years old history, but we don't have a precise idea what arrived this time. And probably that Stephen Jay Gould is not totally objective. But I remember, I make a little conference about Teilhard 1 year ago with a friend of mine who is a neurobiologist. And he's officially is not Christian, officially. Okay, we maintain this position, make a very interesting debate between the priest and the scientist. But I think it's very interesting, my Christian faith. But okay, and I said, oh, you know, I agree with Gould because you know a Jesuit is making something always wrong. And you know, not only Teilhard, but one of the friends of Teilhard, Pierre Teilhard, another biologist, has made falsification too 30 years after, with a very famous experience of the duck of Pierre Teilhard in genetics field. And all the Jesuits are the same. Okay. I try to defend the Jesuit order. It's not always easy with scientists. But okay, this sort of debate belongs probably to science. And I think it's necessary to inform people that this sort of debate belongs to science. Without this sort of debate, without the fact that every time you have to prove that what you have made is falsified, is critical, you can criticize your work, and you have to test to provide experiment results that belong to science, and you have nothing to be a definitive proof of nothing in science. I think it's this sort of example, even if it's okay, it's not very, it's not it's a sort of bad example, but even with a bad example, you can learn something, you can teach something concerning science. And I think it's very important in the debate of science and religion to remember what is the nature of science. And I am now in your country to try to renew my information concerning creationism. And this debate don't belong to French society. But it's a very interesting debate, and even to inform people what means today the relation between Bible and science, and fundamentalism and science. And it's not only for the sort of neutral information. I think it is always the occasion to have more concrete idea of what is science, what is faith, what is theory, what is proof, and what is natural theology, and all a very, very old debate, in fact, and without end at the same time, I think so. And you can perhaps use the Pilgrim man example to know how we make now science. The question of falsification is always an actual question for science. It's always possible to have this sort of situation. We know that. And it's the same, all the question of information, all the question of research. What means research, not only in science, but in religion too? What means research today for our church? And we know that it's a real challenge. We cannot stay at our place and waiting on the final time. We have to elaborate day after day new world concerning our own faith to the society. You have to do that in your society. I have to do that in my own society, and it's probably not the same. Is that clear? Only if you take the very short story I just give to you just before, it's very different. I suppose that in your country, your own history,